Welcome, everyone. Welcome to DMV Muscles. I am your host, Nikki Fitologist. We would like to welcome Jada Perkins. She's a friend and also a client of mine. She has resurfaced to hone in on her fitness journey again.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me, you guys.
So we're going to jump right into this. We're going to talk about your journey when you first started, why you actually left for a while, and whatever reason to that was. And also, we're going to talk about your new brand that you actually started up maybe about a couple of months ago. I'm going to turn it over to you.
I started on my journey fitness so many times. It's not even funny. I'm gonna say about 5 years ago. I told myself that I wanted to work out. I really didn't want to work out. And Nikki has been my friend for many years now, and she's always been a fit god. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let her train me. I found out shortly afterwards that I really wasn't about this fitness life. Um, and then I stopped because I really wasn't ready. Because for me, it's a mental thing. You have to be prepared mentally to really hone in on sticking with it, even after the pain, even after it hurt, when you don't feel like it. You have to hone in on it. So fast forward a couple of years, I'm like, okay, I want to work out again. Um, I hooked up with my girl again. She like, come to class with me. I went to one spin class and I realized, no, you're really not about this workout life. Okay, just stop. You're gonna be fat forever. Just let them cut it off. So then fast forward after that about a year or two, and I started working out by myself. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this by myself. And for a couple of months, I did it by myself. And then I was like, Nick, I'm ready again. She like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. But I stuck with it. And I think the difference was this time around, I decided for myself. And I did it by myself. So me incorporating her was just extra to what I was already doing for myself, because it was already decided that I wanted to work out. I want to do this. And it's been a journey. As she always calls me, she calls me a repeat offender. Because life happens. Life happens, and I have kids, work, starting my own business, relationships, depression, stress, and it was like, okay, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to anymore. Um, so I went through that for a couple of months of not really wanting to go to the gym, life really happening, and then I picked on another job. So I was like, I don't want to gain all my weight back. I cannot gain all this weight back. It's just not right for me. I don't want to. I don't feel comfortable in my own skin. So I started my pescatarian journey. And I am almost 8 months in. So here we are. And I've been jogging and walking on my own. And I done went back to the crazy lady, y'all. And she breaks me down and builds me up. But here I am, and it has been a amazing journey thus far, I can say so. Painful, but amazing.
So my question is, when you started, did you have a goal in mind, or you just wanted to start?
Um, I just wanted to start when I first started. It really wasn't about anything other than just start. starting. I wanted to do something. I felt like I was in a place of stagnant. I was stagnant in my life. So I wanted to start doing something different than what I was doing, but not really knowing that it takes something more than just wanting to get started.
And did you have any doubts? Because a lot of times what happens is people want to start, but then they start having doubts. And it could be for whatever reason. It could be from having some type of ailment or just, being scared, not knowing the unknown. So what type of advice do you have for people, when, they like on the fence of starting their fitness journey?
Um, I for me, I feel like that is a insecurity in a sense, and I still struggle with it now because I come from a family of all thick women, so I had the whole "I'm never going to lose weight" complex. So those were my doubts. It's like I'm doing all this, I'm never going to see results because all the women in my family are fat, so I'm never going to be have the body that I want to have. I'm never going to have the body that I had before I had kids. So and still to this day, even after doing it, even after seeing the results, sometimes I still get in my head and I'm like, girl, just stop. The food ain't going nowhere. But I stick with it. I say stick with it even through your doubts because the results come. And when I was really in the mix of it, the last time, the picture just floated around the screen. But when I was really in the mix of it, the last time, I didn't want to get on the scale. When I looked in the mirror, I still looked fat to me. It still wasn't the results that I thought that I should be having. It wasn't until one day I was laying in the bed and I was like, let me see, because I took pictures prior to me starting to work out. So I knew what I looked like 4 months ago. Now I know what I look like 4 months later. So,
And I
uh,
also kept a screenshot of all of your pictures prior to
yes,
actually reaching your goal.
when I
And
was a
when
chunky
when
monkey.
you're, yeah, what you mentioned is you said, "Oh my God, why no one told me that I was this fat?" Like, oh my God, I mean, it's a big difference. And I want to say is that when people start, you have to trust the process. Now, the thing is, when you start working out, you will start losing inches before you start
You
losing
start losing
weight.
weight.
Absolutely. And in the midst of you starting your journey, stay away from the scale because the scale is not your friend. So,
No. The scale is not your friend. The scale can be very discouraging because you feel like I'm doing all this, I'm pumping, I'm staying consistent, and these numbers not changing. And that in itself can make you be like, okay, I'm not doing this. This is a waste of my time and I'm hurting myself for nothing. But it's not for nothing. And once I compared those pictures, I was running to bed. I'm like, nobody told me I was this fat. Like, where were my friends? Y'all were looking at me and nobody said, Jada, you fat. And I was looking at this picture like, no. I had people call me once I posted it and they were like, you're not that big. You're not that big. I'm like, well, the picture don't lie. And I'm that big and nobody told me. Um, but it was my motivation. It was the fuel to my fire. I can honestly say, still to this day, even though I'm not as heavy as I was, still to this day, those pictures are still my motivation. Those are still pictures that I go back to and be like, girl, you done came a long way. And it keeps me in the game and it keeps me trusting the process. Even when I fall off, I know what comes with it now.
and did you change your eating habits and how much water did you drink a day?
I drank so much water, y'all. I turned into a bottle of water. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I drank a gallon of water a day. I did change my eating habits, but I really didn't change in the way they needed to be changed until I became pescatarian. I was still eating fried foods. I was still snacking. I was still, and all my friends know I am a candy fanatic. So I was still eating candy like crazy. So I really didn't even get the results that I could have gotten if I really did stick to my meal plan. But it's like now I have lost weight, more weight now and more inches now that I have changed my eating patterns. I have changed what I eat. And like I said, I don't eat meat anymore. So that tremendously, I feel the difference in my body in itself from not eating meat for these last 8 months. And I have more energy. It is a major difference, I can honestly say.
And I know that when you came to work out the other day, you said that you tried to eat a piece of chicken, and what happened?
I tried to eat a piece of chicken and I couldn't swallow it. Like, I got the flavor, but swallowing it, mm-mm. My sister made some steak not too long ago. It was the same thing. It tasted amazing, but when it got to the point, okay, it's time to swallow. Mm-mm. I was so scared, y'all. I said, yeah, no, that's not. I'm not about this life, this meat life. And then, like, I can tell the difference because you don't really know what something is doing to your body when you've been eating it for all these years. You don't know the weight. You don't know how it incorporates in your bowel movements. You don't really realize that stuff. And now that I'm on the other side of it, it's like, dang, this is really a difference. This is really something that, yeah, you can feel. You do feel it. Ultimately, I do want to cross over into a completely plant-based diet, but I gotta be real with myself. It ain't gonna happen tomorrow. So we're gonna baby walk it. We're gonna baby step it till we get there.
And how is your recovery? So when you come to work out, and I know that since you just resurfaced and started, we already did 2 sessions. So what is your recovery? Because sometimes what happens is some people feel the soreness the next day, and sometimes it's 48 hours. When the next time you actually come to class, that's when it hits you. So is it 24 hours for you, or is it 48 hours?
I've had an experience with both. Honestly,
Okay.
it depends on what workouts we do while I'm there, where I'm going to feel it. But for the most part, I got the 48 hour. When it's time for me to go back to the gym, I wake up like, oh, that don't work. So for me, yeah, it is the 48 hours that hit a little different. Oof.
And okay, so anyone that is actually watching us that may have questions that like right on the fence, they want to start. Like what type of advice can you give them? And what's your motivation that keeps you going in your discipline besides me being on your back?
Um, do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it solely for you. Make a conscious decision in your mind that you want to change what you see in the mirror. You gotta be disciplined enough. And discipline, people make it seem like discipline is easy and it's not. You gotta go when you don't feel like going, because that's when you can get the best workout. Um, I have literally put my blood, sweat, and tears in the gym. I've literally cried real tears in the gym. And Nick, she still wanted her number. So I said I had to push past those tears. She let you sit off on the side for a little while, get yourself together, but she still want her number. So the advice, trust the process. Go at your own pace. Your success is not going to be the next person's success because we all lose weight differently, different strokes for different folks in a sense. So trust the process and make the decision for yourself, not for nobody else. Not because your good girlfriend work out and you want to have a body like hers, not for your man, not for none of that. Just do it for yourself. And I think that's what made all the difference for me. Um, when I made the cognitive decision, okay, you got to do this. Facing the man in the mirror is the hardest person you're ever going to face. So I had to face my man in the mirror to really hone in on what I want to do. And again, I fall short. I don't want to go to the gym. It hurt. I cuss. I fuss. But I stick with it. And the results speak for themselves.
Now I want to kind of jump over to your baby, your new your brand, your new venture. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that, and also once you discussing this, uh, will it be like when? Okay, let me let you go into it first, and then I come back with my question.
Okay.
So tell us about your new baby.
Well, my new baby is 92 Minerals of Love. Um, it will become a lot of things. Um, Sorry, guys, somebody called me. It will become a lot of things. But right now, I am actively selling sea moss. And for the people that don't know what sea moss is a natural seaweed that comes from the ocean. And your body contains 102 minerals, and sea moss contains 92 minerals of that 102 that your body is already naturally made up of. Um, I embarked on this journey a year ago. My boyfriend, he thought he was Dr. Sadie. So he started following everything Dr. Sadie was doing. And he came across sea moss and he like, babe, you gotta take this sea moss. It's really good for you. Uh, uh, uh. So I started taking the sea moss. I didn't, at first I was like, boy, get out my face. I don't care. No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna just work out and partially eat right. And then I started taking the sea moss and I started seeing the difference in my body, in my energy level, my skin. Um, Maybe a little TMI, but my sex drive changed. And I was like, okay, hold on. I wasn't feeling all of this before the sea moss. And he was like, baby, I think you should sell it. And I'm a person, I don't want to sell stuff that I don't know anything about. So I was just taking it. I was seeing the results, but once it was peaked in my mind, other people can benefit from this because I'm really seeing these results. I'm really feeling this. So I started doing my own research. I started finding out the different types of sea moss. I started finding out there's fake sea moss, pool grown sea moss, and there's purple sea moss, there's red sea moss, there's pink sea moss. So I really started to research it. um and I started purchasing samples from different vendors and comparing it to what I had researched, what it's supposed to look like, and all of those things. And then I came across my actual vendor, and he it comes straight from St. Lucia, straight out the water. He showed it to me straight out the water before it was dry, before it was anything, and I started selling it, and it surprised me how it took off. So beginning, I said, okay, well, now I want to do something different. I don't want to just sell sea moss because people really didn't know about sea moss. People really don't know what sea moss is. People don't really know what sea moss does. So I'm in the process of actually making soap infused with sea moss, and body butter infused with sea moss. And eventually I want to make a hair mask that I actually currently use on my daughter's hair. That contains sea moss. Um, so I have a couple of things that are in the works that are coming to fruition. But right now we are fully functioning with raw sea moss and gel sea moss.
Okay, so what I want to bring to people's attention, although that you are taking CMOS, it does not mean that you can still eat unhealthy. You
No,
still have to change your diet in the process. You can't eat CMOS and go eat fried chicken and smoke and drink and do all and indulge in all of these other things because it's not helping your body. It defeats the purpose. That's just like if you come to work out and then you go home and eat fried chicken.
it
It's not
defeats
going
the
to work.
purpose.
Yeah, it's not going to work. So I just wanted to throw that in. So, and Jay, you can piggyback on that since you've been taking CMOS longer than I have, because
Hmm.
I just actually purchased some from you the other day. And
Hmm.
let me tell you guys, when I first tasted that thing, I was like, oh. I mean, because in my mind, I thought it was something like kind of had a taste to it. And when I tasted it, it tastes like absolutely nothing. You know, I told
It's the
Jada it tastes,
consistency.
yeah, I told Jada it tastes like air to me, this air, this nothing. It tastes like nothing, right? So, so when I took it, I took like two. Actually, I had bought. Let me be honest. When I first tried it, I had went to this store that I usually frequent called Turner Natural, and I actually tried that one when I seen it when I went in the other day because Jade was actually out of town for her birthday. So I tried that. So in my mind, when I put the straw in it and I, turned it up to drink it, and in my mind, I thought it was going to be something like refreshing or sweet, or I had a little taste, and I was done. I was like, oh, I can't. So I brought it home, and I put pineapples in the sea moss, and it gave it a little flavor, so I can drink it a little bit. But I know it gelled up even more. So, and the gel sits at the bottom, so I'm trying to drink it out the straw, and then I had to like kind of turn it up, to my head and just down it. So I got it, and then when I went back to drink the rest, and I tried to pour it in a cup, it fell in the sink. And I was like, that had to be God. That was God, because there was no way that was God. Because I mean, I was going to drink it because I know it's good for you, but and then I didn't. It's like I did, but I didn't. So and fell in the sink. So I said, okay, I'm over that. So then when Jada had returned from her vacation, I said, hey, I did try it. It was horrible. I had no taste, So she brought me her product over when she started her, her sessions again with me. And she was like, yeah, it tastes mushy, doesn't have a taste, whatever. You can actually blend it with other things like, fruits and what else can you blend it with? I know you can do fruits. I do like mango or pineapple.
You can do it with any fruit because it is an absorbent. Sea moss is an absorbent. So whatever you mix it with, it's going to shift to that flavor. I have literally mixed teaspoons of sea moss and grits, and it took on the flavor of my grits. I put it in oatmeal, and it's took on the flavor of the oatmeal. It really just depends on how you want to consume it. But I do want everybody to know I cannot stress this enough. Sea moss is not supposed to have a fishy sea taste. If your sea moss has a fishy or sea taste, your sea moss was not cleaned properly. It's really that simple. And as well, I can't stress this enough because I do this with all of my people. Um, Ask your person, whoever you get your sea moss from, ask them to see it in raw form. Ask them to see what it looks like because it's a lot of pool grown sea moss floating around. I won't put people on blast. because I'm not into ruining people's businesses. But I have bought sea moss from different people because I just want to see, you want to see what's on the market. You want to see what your competition look like. And once pool grown sea moss is in gel form, it looks exactly the same. It looks exactly the same. This is why I can't stress it enough. Ask your person, whoever your person is from, can you see it before it ever is tainted, ever is touched, anything. I frequently post my sea moss when I get my shipments in. Before a drop of water touches my sea moss, I post it so everybody is seeing what the product is looking like, because this pool grown sea moss, y'all, is dangerous. It's dangerous, and it can really make you really sick consuming it daily. So I can't stress that enough. Know what you're doing. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Don't even take the word of the person that you're buying. Do your own research on what this stuff is really supposed to look like. Because just like they got knockoff bags and knockoff shoes, this pool grown sea moss is real, and people are making millions of dollars, and it's basically poison. So just be cognitive of that.
My other question to you is how much sea moss you can actually take. Can you take sea moss every day, every other day, once a week? Can you do it 3 times a day?
Yes, most definitely. Me and my kids, we take sea moss all day long. I'm a smoothie fanatic, so every smoothie that I make has sea moss in it. All my tea that I drink has sea moss in it. I do a face mask with my sea moss in the morning and in the evening. You can't overdose on sea moss, if that's the question. You can't overdose on it.
Yeah,
You can take it. You can take it all day long. I'm not telling you to just sit there and eat a glob of sea moss. Just sit there and eat it like a bowl of cereal. No.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. It's not good. So when you take it, you just have to. Your mind has to be ready to actually to
Yes,
eat.
and it's not. And I have to stress this enough. It's not the taste that gets you. It's the consistency. And the only way that I can equate the consistency of it is, it's like eating Vaseline. That's the only way I can really describe it to how I feel about the texture. It's like if you take some Vaseline and eat it. But it doesn't have a taste. It really tastes like air in your mouth. Once you can trick your mind into the consistency of it, then I think you should be fine. But like I tell everybody, you can mix it in pretty much anything because it's water based. It's grown in water and it's water based, so it's going to dissolve um in hot tea, cold tea, juices. It's going to dissolve. Applesauce, it literally, it's like a chameleon. Whatever you put it into, that's what it's going to become. It's just going to have the thickness of the sea moss. That's it.
And last but not least, on talking about the CMOS, your brand and how it works and how much you can take and all of that good stuff. What type of water should you use to prepare? So if I come to you and I want to buy it from you in its natural form, what water should I use to transfer it over to the gel?
Spring water or alkaline water, people. Spring or alkaline. I use essential water. The brand essential water. I don't use anything but that. Um, I have used spring water when I
Jada, can you hear me? I think we froze. Hold on. Yep, I think we froze. Can we get her back? Okay. There is some technical difficulties, everyone, so we're trying to get Jada back on. So give us a second. We might have to go out and come back in to resolve this issue. So everyone stand by. So I'm gonna go out and I'm coming right back. All right, let's go. Okay. Okay. So while we actually trying to get Jada back on, just like I said, Jada started back with her sessions on Friday. And although that, just like we was talking about, her starting her journey again, she honed into it on Friday. However, it was still challenging. So it's not good for people to, just like I said, I told her she's a repeat offender. So a lot of people, and I get it, things happen, life happens, but a lot of times when you disappear for a long period of time and then you come back, it's you have, I don't want to say that you're starting over again, but you're actually, now I want to say restart, but you are resetting. It's like, you're resetting. So it's a reset. So sometimes when, just like for a car, when you have to take it for an oil change or tune up or whatever, pretty much you are resetting everything in the vehicle to keep it moving. So that's what happened to Jada. She left for a while, now she's back, so now she's on a reset. She's gonna have to put in the work. I know prior to when we started, like when she was really into her journey, like maybe a year and a half ago, Jada actually lost 30 to 35 pounds. With that being said, you have to put in the work, you have to be dedicated, you have to be serious. Even if you actually come,
You guys.
hey, so even if you come, to, the studio with a friend, a family member, or whomever, you have to actually do your fitness journey, be concerned and be serious about your fitness journey, your health and wellness for yourself, not for everybody else, because a lot of people feel like, and I'm not saying that you don't supposed to have an accountability partner, because having an accountability partner will actually, you all will have each other to motivate and push in the process. But just like Jada had said prior to me speaking on it, you have to do it for yourself. So Jada, sorry about that. We had technical difficulties. So I
Yeah.
had to jump in and keep it going. So we was talking about the water. So you was like you use alkaline water or spring water, no faucet water, no what's the other water that everybody uses?
Distilled water.
Yeah,
No
distilled water.
water, no faucet water, and no distilled water. And another thing, you guys, do not, whatever you do, store your sea moss in plastic. Do not store your sea moss in plastic. The BPA in plastic basically spills over into the sea moss and it contaminates the sea moss. So even in cleaning your sea moss, when you're soaking it, make sure that you have a glass bowl, and make sure when you're soaking your sea moss that you have it covered. Don't like soak it, put it in the refrigerator in a bowl, uncover, because your sea moss is not going to absorb the water the way that it needs to absorb the water uncovered. And it's going to get ugly and hard, and it's just not going to be
How long do you have to soak it, and how many days will it last in the refrigerator?
right. 24 hours soaking. And it lasts up to 3 weeks in the refrigerator.
Okay. Now, for me, because of the taste, I like to blend mine like with, some type of fruit. So if I blend it with fruit, how many days can I actually have it sit in the refrigerator with, like a mixture of fruit and the sea moss? Is it 3 days, 5 days?
Just like with fresh fruit you buy out the store. Fresh fruit you buy
Okay.
out the store goes bad 3 to 5 days after you buy.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
if you want to do it that way, and this is what I always stress to people, because people always ask me, do you do flavors? Do you do this? Do you do that? You just have to keep a watchful eye on when you do buy your fruit, how ripe your fruit is that you're putting in the sea moss. Because if you put the sea moss, if you put fruit that is at its peak of ripening, it's gonna go bad. You take a banana that is completely yellow and got maybe a spot or two, your sea moss is gonna go bad just like that banana gonna go bad in a couple of days. So you just have to be cognitive of the ripeness of the fruit that you're using in the sea moss. Because it just like that fruit is gonna go bad, the sea moss is gonna go bad too, and then it's gonna be a waste of sea
Okay. So, and then do you just sell it by jars? Do you sell it in quantity, or how do you actually sell it? I mean, can people buy it like in its natural form,
moss.
or do you? Okay.
Definitely. I sell sea moss in its natural form. I sell it by the ounce. And I sell 16-ounce jars of sea moss gel and 32-ounce jars of sea moss gel, as well as I sell what I call my heart drops. They're shaped in hearts, hence the name, 92 Minerals of Love. They're shaped in hearts, and they contain the exact 2 tablespoons that you're supposed to have a day. And they're frozen, so you can just drop them in your smoothie. So you're not basically trying to measure out 2 tablespoons a day. The hearts contain the 2 tablespoons that you need. So in the morning, they're quick for people that are really on the go. People that have kids that just want to make their smoothie in the morning. Um, you can pop them out the freezer, pop one in your blender and blend it up. So you're not gauging, you're not scooping anything. It's already proportioned out for you.
Okay, so if anyone wants more information, how can they find you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of these, outlets, different outlets? How can they actually find you on social media outlets?
On social media, I have a Instagram page, and it is entitled 92 Minerals of Love. That gives you guys direct access to me. You get to see the pictures and stuff. As well as you can reach me on my personal page. My personal page is Currency Connect underscore Sexy Dreadhead. Sexy Dreadhead is spelled SEXXI Dreadhead. SEXXI Dreadhead. And my business page is 92 Minerals of Love. No period, no hashtag.
Well, thank you. This concludes our interview with Jada. We really appreciate you coming on, talk about your fitness journey and also your new brand, and that's 92 Minerals of Love.
Yes, yes,
All
yes. 92 Minerals of Love. Thanks for having me, you guys. This has been amazing. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but all in all, this has been amazing. I hope you guys get started on your fitness journey, because health is wealth, and you can't do anything without being healthy and fit. Get out here and run with these babies. Obesity is profound in the Black community, and it is a myth that you can't lose weight. That is a myth. You can lose weight. You just gotta trust the process, and you gotta stick with it. Look at that picture, y'all. That was me. That was me, and nobody told me. Nobody told me. So stick with it, trust your process, and do it for yourself. Do it for yourself.
And if you come to me or if you go to another trainer, just stay, be disciplined, stay on track. You know, if you start to fall off, you know, get you an accountability partner and keep it pushing. Keep, you know, so and trust the process, and you will see the results. The results are not going to happen overnight. It's just not.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. You have to put in the work. You have to. And the thing is that Jada calls me crazy, just like she said, you know, it's been a time when she came to the gym, she was literally crying. I put her to the side. I give you 10 to 15 minutes to get yourself together, but we got to put in this work.
Yeah, y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all go to her, she's crazy. Don't say it for y'all, but she will get you results. She will get you results. Don't come to her if you're not serious. Don't come to her if you want to play. Don't come to her if you just want to look cute in gym clothes for the day, because you're gonna be mad at yourself and you gonna cuss. So just prepare your heart and your mind for the burn, because it is a serious burn, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
All right, so Jada, I will see you on.
Sunday.
Yep. So everyone stay tuned and go over to her IG page and also her Facebook page. Bye, everyone.
Bye. It was good.